is wheelchair transfer technique. So the purpose of this is to transfer our patient from their wheelchair to their bed safely. So prior to the procedure, let's introduce ourselves, verify the client's identity using at least 2 identifiers, explain what we're going to do and how the patient can participate. So good morning, ma'am. I am Giselle B. Esteban, your student nurse for today. May I know your name, ma'am? Can you state your name and your birthday? Okay, Miss Papin, I am your nurse for today. So ma'am, I'm going to perform wheelchair transfer technique. So you can participate, ma'am, by just simply following all the instructions given to you. Okay, ma'am? Thank you, ma'am. Next is for the procedural steps. First, let's perform hand hygiene. After we perform hand hygiene, let's review the medical record of the patient for their patient's weight, height, strength, cognition, pain level, and the balance during the previous transfer. And also, let's perform assessment if necessary. Also, let's explain the steps of transfer to the patient. So, ma'am, I am going to transfer you using pivot technique and board technique. Next is, let's transfer the patient from wheelchair to the bed if the patient is cooperative and weight-bearing. So, using pivot technique. So, in using pivot techniques, first, let's adjust the height of the bed. It should be level to the seat of the wheelchair. Adjust the bed. And then next is, let's position the wheelchair properly next to the bed. And let's remove the armrest nearest to the bed. Next is, let's lock the wheelchair. And let's raise the foot plates. So next is, let's place the transfer belt to the patient appropriately. So after we place the transfer belt, so next let's assist the patient in placing the hands on the armrest and move in front of the wheelchair. So next is, let's stood in front of the patient, then protect the patient during transfer. Next is let's place our hands under the patient belt and let's bend our knees. And let's press our knees against the knees of the patient to control the movement of the patient. And let's instruct the patient to stand on the count of 3. So, ma'am, can you please stand on the count of 3? So, 1, 2, 3, stand. Okay, next is, let's allow the patient to stand a few seconds. And next, let's ensure that she can balance herself. And let's do the pivot with the patient. Then, have the patient sit on the end of the mattress. Then let's place our one arm on under the patient's shoulder to support the head and neck. And let's place our other arm under the patient's knees. And then posture self properly. Also, let's instruct the patient to help lifting leg when we move. Can you please lift your legs, ma'am? Okay. Then next is let's lower the shoulder onto the bed and keep on back straight. Then let's help the patient to position properly or to the comfortable position. And then next, let's remove the transfer belt to make the patient comfortable. Then place into the other place. So now I am done in using the pivot technique in transferring the patient from the wheelchair to the bed. So next is, let's transfer the patient from a wheelchair to the bed if the patient is non-weight bearing but cooperative using transfer board. So this is the transfer board. So first, let's position the wheelchair properly next to the bed. Next, let's remove the armrest nearest to the bed. Next is, let's lock the wheelchair. And then next, let's raise the foot plates. And then next, let's place the transfer belt to the patient appropriately. So this is the transfer belt. So after placing the transfer belt, so let's position the seat of the chair level to the bed if possible. And next, let's position the transfer board so the patient can slide. So position the transfer board and let's ensure that the board will not slip out of place. So let's position. And then next, let's stood in front of the patient, had the patient move in front of wheelchair. So move in front of wheelchair and then stood. And then next is let's place the own leg outside the patient's leg. And let's ensure that the patient feet are on the floor and grass transfer belt. And had patient place hands on the slide board or mattress. And then next is let's bend knees. Have patient use arm to slide on the bed. Then assist as needed. Then next, have the patient sit on the edge of bed. And then next, let's follow the steps in 4J1 when helping patient to comfortable position. And then, let's comfortable position. And then let's remove the transfer board properly. And then also let's remove the transfer belt to make the patient comfortable. And then next is let's perform hand hygiene. And then next, let's monitor the vital signs. Let's ask the patient if she feels dizzy or fatigue. Let's note the patient's behavior, then response to the transfer. And then let's perform hand hygiene again, and let's document the patient's ability to tolerate transfer. So now I am done in doing in performing the wheelchair transfer technique using pivot technique and board technique.